What is going on, you guys? Welcome to the Yankees on Deck podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cunningham, and the Yankees win an insane game against the Boston Red Sox at home. Ben Rice, the rookie first baseman, 25 years old, hits 3 home runs in this game. Unfreaking believable, this guy has been. 3 home runs in this game. He is the first Yankee rookie in history to do so. No other Yankee rookie has hit 3 home runs in a game. Not one. Absolutely insane. And the Yankees get a much needed 14-4 victory. Ben Rice, let's talk about this kid. I've talked about him on other episodes because he hasn't been up for too long. I mean, they called him up when Anthony Rizzo went down, and that was several weeks ago. So that was on June 19th. Rizzo went down, and the Yankees happened to call up Ben Rice just a few days after that. And he's been up here, and he has been opening up a lot of eyes. 25 years old. He was a number 12 prospect in the system when he was called up, hitting .261, 9 doubles, 12 home runs this year, and Double-A Somerset. That's in just 49 games. And then when he was promoted to Triple-A, he was hitting well over 300, 333 with 3 home runs. And you look at his stat sheet right now, he's appeared at 17 games, so he's been here for a little over 2 weeks, 51 at-bats. He's hitting for a .294 average, 4 home runs now, 12 RBIs. This kid has been incredible. And it took him a little bit to get the power going for him. When we first called him up, he hadn't had a home run in at least like over a week. And people were wondering, does he have any power, this and that? No, yeah, the guy's got power. And he was showing it too. Even though he wasn't driving the ball out of the ballpark, he was hitting balls line to line, gap to gap. A lot of doubles when he first came up. And now we are starting to see the power. And he has been super impressive, really short level swing. I mean, it looks super simple. You watch it over and over again. It's just super impressive what he's been doing, man. And look, he has done everything right when he's come up here. He's worked hard. He's busted his ass. And he is impressing a lot of people. And look, Anthony Rizzo, we don't know what his future is going to be. He's getting up there in age. I think he's got a club option for next year. I don't know. This is a good tryout right now for Ben Rice to potentially be the future first baseman of this team. He's 25 years old. I mean, we'll see where it goes, man. We will see where it goes. And it's just incredible the energy he brought to this team today and what he has brought, just by playing. And, shame on Yankee management for ever sitting this guy right now. Platooning him, give me a break. Him and Austin Wells have been one of the 2 hotter hitters on this team, outside of Judge and Soto. And the fact that you are sitting them, platooning them for minor league guys that should not be anywhere near a big league roster in J.D. Davis and Jahmai Jones. The fact that you sat those guys when they were rolling, shame on you. And you know what? Austin Wells had the home run the other day in the Cincinnati series, and he was hitting well in that series, and you sat him down. And then he had great at-bats today, great at-bats, walks. Ben Rice hits the 3 home runs today. He had the home run in the other game the other day against Cincinnati. Shame on you, Aaron Boone. Shame on you, Yankees management, for sitting these guys. They're going out there and they're playing with fire because at the end of the day, they don't want to be sat. They don't want to be benched. And you're going out there and you're sitting these guys. And you know what? They're probably sitting in their head, you know what? Screw you. I can play every day. You put them in the lineup and they're hitting right now. This is bullshit. You don't do this platooning bullshit when you have the hotter hand at play. You don't do that. I'm sorry. Save that analytical bullshit for never, actually. This team has been in a massive slump. Coming in today, they've lost 14 of the last 18 games, and they lose a heartbreaker last night. They were 1 strike away from winning that game. They were up 3-1 in the bottom of the 9th. Clay Holmes got 2 outs, but then he started scuffling like he usually does in a lot of starts. He just can command all over the place, right? Ton of 3-ball counts. He gets 2 strikes on Yoshida, and then he gives up a 2-run home run with the runner on first. I was screaming at my phone, just disbelief, man. I was so pissed off. I mean, they had that game. They had that game. They blew it. And you know what? The 3 runs they got, they were gimme runs. All right, they were on the Red Sox were playing sloppy defense. That's how we got a couple of them. So honestly, we really had no business winning that game. But we had it. We had it in the palm of our hand, and we blew it. So then it was extra emphasis today to come out and win this game, and not only win, but do some serious damage, because this team has greatly the last few weeks desperately needed an all-star break to be here ASAP. I mean, it's been that bad. You can't sugarcoat it at all. Coming off the Mets series, Toronto, getting swept by Cincinnati. They're a shitty team. Yankees desperately needed this. And you have this kid, Ben Rice, who just wants to play and has energy. I mean, over these old guys, DJ LeMahieu, Gleyber Torres, he's not old, but he's a veteran. These guys that just have shown no energy in the field, making stupid mistakes after stupid mistake. DJ LeMahieu yesterday wasn't hustling on a ball. Of course, Aaron Boone held no accountability there. He said, "Oh no, yeah, I thought he was hustling." Anthony Volpe the other day didn't know that a ball was fair, and he was out because he wasn't hustling to home. He thought it was a double play, or no, not a double play. He thought the ball was foul, so he could have scored at home, but he held up because he thought it was a foul ball. What? And Aaron Boone just a total nonsense, making excuses for all these things. Of course, and then the Trent Grisham shit too the other day. Trent Grisham completely, not going after a ball at all, just not caring, slowing up. But it's okay. Aaron Boone said he's a Gold Glover. He's a Gold Glove center fielder, so it's okay. He can half-ass it on certain plays because he's still good out there. Yep. That's where we were. That's where we've been. And then today happened, and we needed it. We freaking needed it. Now we need to win the series tomorrow. Ben Rice, unbelievable. I mean, this really feels like the only kid. I shouldn't say kid. He's 25 years old. It feels like the only guy outside of Soto and Judge that are actually giving a shit right now. They're actually showing effort. Now, look, I know there were guys today that had some bigger games, right? Alex Verdugo had that huge 2-run home run to tie the game. That was huge. I mean, Doogie needed that. He was 2 for 5, those 2 RBIs. Look, he needed that. Anthony Volpe had a hit today, which we like to see. Grisham drove in a run, had a walk in a big spot too. Austin Wells just had great at-bats. He didn't have a hit, but he had a big walk. Cabrera had a couple of hits. It was nice to see that from him today, getting in the game. DJ LeMahieu went 2 for 3, had 2 RBIs, a walk. So, I mean, obviously it's one game, all right, but you want to see that. You want to see some of these guys hopefully start to come out of it. Juan Soto was 0 for 5. He didn't have a good game. Judge was 2 for 5. And Ben Rice, the clear MVP of this game, 3 for 5, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. My goodness. Whew. I mean, you watch this guy, and I mean, this is a guy, look, he's a late round draft pick. Okay, this guy was drafted in the 12th round in 2021, 363rd pick out of Dartmouth College. And this guy, he had to work for this, okay? Late round draft pick, was at Dartmouth in 2019. He hit for a 278 batting average, 1 home run, 11 RBIs in 23 games. Then he went to the FCBL, like Summer League in Worcester, because he's from Massachusetts. And he hit incredibly well there. 392 batting average. It's basically like I don't think it's the Cape Cod League, but a version of that. 392, 40 hits, 5 home runs, 24 RBIs there in 2019. Then 2020, COVID struck. And like for many college baseball players, it really screwed up their careers in terms of eligibility and all that. His 2020 season got cut short. He only appeared in 7 games, but it wasn't good. 148 batting average. Did have a couple RBIs, but, it really wasn't good for him. And then he had to go to summer ball, where he went there, got a lot of playing time. He hit 350. And then, Yankees drafted him in 2021. Then he was trying to figure it out then. And he had some ups and downs when he first got drafted by the Yankees in 2021. He hit under 200 between Tampa and I think their high A team. There's a low A, high A. Wasn't doing well there. Then started to pick it up a bit in 2022 in high A. Then they promoted him to Somerset in 2023. He hit 327. He had 16 home runs. This was a guy that was actually on the radar last year when he put up these numbers. We're like, oh, Ben Rice, who the heck is this? And then he was in Hudson Valley for a little bit. They sent him down to high A from double A, hit even better there. And then they promoted him back to double A, where he continued to mash 275, 15 home runs between double A and triple A. When they promoted him to triple A this year, he was hitting over 300. And so, look, this kid's 25 years old, bit of an older prospect. You know, he was in college and got hampered by the COVID. Now they call him up, and he's been great. He's been everything the Yankees could have asked right now. And I mean, he puts himself in a little bit of Yankee history. So you can't drown on that either. So good for him, man. Awesome for him. And I feel like this whole episode we could just be talking about this guy because it was a super exciting game. I mean, it's not like a game where, say, the Yankees won, maybe 6-7 or 8 or 5-2 or something like that, or even if they scored 14 runs. The reason why it was so exciting and people got really excited was because obviously this young kid, this bright spot on this team through so many shit moments these last several weeks. One of the few bright spots has been Ben Rice, and calling this kid up, bringing a new energy. If you were watching the game today, he went to the dugout. He motioned to the dugout, one of his home runs, trying to fire up the dugout. I mean, this is exactly what this team needs. Okay, because Aaron Boone won't do it. Aaron Boone will not hold these guys accountable. He doesn't know how to lead this team. He is soft. He's making excuses for mental errors. Volpe not knowing what's in front of him. Grisham not hustling. DJ not hustling. Torres not hustling. He makes excuses for all that shit. He can't lead these guys. These guys don't take him seriously. Carlos Rodon was blowing up at him the other day when he got taken out. Dropping curses and what the frick, and like all this and that. And you could tell the body language. These guys don't take Aaron Boone seriously. Okay, because there's a total complacency that is going on during this slump. It's not like it's a slump where, oh yeah, okay, the pitching and hitting aren't there, but you can tell these guys are hustling, they're grinding it out. Nope, none of that. And it all starts with the manager. It all starts with the guy who sets the tone. Like I've been saying countless times over and over and over again to you guys on this podcast episode. So Aaron Boone won't do it. I don't know what the captain's doing. Like, look, Aaron Judge has been great. I don't want to shit on Aaron Judge, but I don't know how vocal he is with those guys because he is kind of quiet. He kind of has like that quiet demeanor a little bit, like Derek Jeter does. Again, I'm not in the Yankee clubhouse. I can't tell you how vocal he is, but at the end of the day, you need a guy on this team that can fire up the boys and say, "Let's go," and we got to get it done. And Ben Rice has been that guy for this team. And I know it's a small stretch. I know you're gonna have people out there who hate the Yankees or love the Yankees saying, "Oh, you're getting ahead of yourself," this and that. I'm not getting ahead of anything. I'm saying Ben Rice has been great for us. He's got to work on the defense, obviously, at first base. That's one of his weaknesses, but he's been amazing with the bat. He's been an energy booster to this team that has had no energy these last few weeks. And we'll see where it goes. And he's young. He's hungry. He doesn't want to get sent back down to the minors. Okay, so Ben Rice and Yankees are having fun with it. They were doing the whole rice bowl, like eating thing. Ben Rice is doing that at first base when he gets the roll call. He's like, pretend he's eating rice. It's funny, man. I mean, it's good for him. I mean, anything to keep things more loose, more exciting for this team, and hopefully they can get on a roll. I mean, all it takes is one good game or one bad game for the whole tide to potentially shift for a team. Let's hope that's what it is for the Yankees here. That's all I can say. Yankees today had 14 hits, 14 runs. The Red Sox had 8 hits, 4 runs. Garrett Cole struggled. Garrett Cole pitched 4 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Gave up another home run to Rafael Devers. I don't know why he keeps pitching to that guy. That guy has had his number for countless years. Why do you keep pitching to him? That I will not understand. And then the Yankees brought in the lefty Tim Hill, who actually, if you look at his last 7 games, he's been pretty good. 2.61 ERA. And this is a guy who got released by the worst team in baseball, the White Sox. So if the Yankees could fix him, I mean, my gosh, that would be something. 2 2/3 innings, no hits, 1 strikeout. That was good. And then the Yankees brought in this guy, this guy, that swing man from AAA, he's up and down, Josh Majkowski. And, they brought him in because they were up 10 runs. So, he was basically like, guy out of the bullpen they could use for a few innings. He did great. 2 innings, only gave up 1 hit, had 4 strikeouts. Props to him. So the bullpen obviously calmed down today. Thank goodness. We were able to hold a lead, even if it was, and no lead. Honestly, these last few weeks felt like it's safe with the Yankees because they've had the worst team ERA in this stretch. It's like well over 6. I think it's like 6.30, something like that, team ERA. They've also had the worst offense in this league outside of, Juan Soto and Aaron Judge doing their thing, and then you have Ben Rice. Outside of that, the offense wasn't doing anything. So truly, truly been an awful stretch for this Yankee team, and they win today. Hopefully this can get them out of it. You need to win this series tomorrow. You cannot lose this series. You cannot lose, what is it now, 7 series in a row? Can't do it. Cannot do it. Got to find a way to win tomorrow. Fortunately, Garrett Cole did not have it today, which sucks. On the bright side, I guess he did have 8 strikeouts, so he was able to, at least, limit some contact. Obviously, 8 strikeouts is nice, but, obviously the 4 earned runs, that hurts, and the lack of innings, 4 innings. But look, I don't even think he's made 5 starts yet, so hopefully he can figure it out. That's all I got to say. Season ERA right now at 6.75. And for the Red Sox, they had this guy on the mound. Also, his last name is very hard to pronounce. Josh Winchowski. He's 26 years old. He's actually been pretty good. Regular season, 2-1, 3.23 ERA. Red Sox have, surprisingly, a lot of underrated arms in their pitching staff. He went 3 2/3, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 2 home runs. You know who those were given up to. One of them actually being Alex Verdugo. Rice had the first home run, and then Alex Verdugo had a 2-run home run to tie it. Then this guy out of the bullpen for the Red Sox named Brennan Bernardino, left-hander, 32 years old. He came into the game. He's been very good for the Red Sox. 1.72 ERA in 32 games pitched, and that's in 31 1/3 innings. He didn't do so well. 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs. And then the Red Sox brought in former Yankee, if you remember, Greg Weissert. And this guy, he was up and down as a Yankee. He wasn't. I remember he just had so many bad command issues, kind of like Clay Holmes. Yankees actually sent him to the Red Sox in the Alex Verdugo trade. Funny enough, he's 2-1 on the year, 4.34 ERA. But he had a really bad outing today that kind of inflated it a bit. He went 1/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and Yankees hit him around a bit, which was nice to see. Greg Weissert, I have a good buddy, roommate of mine from college who absolutely could not stand watching Greg Weissert pitch. And so I had a funny conversation with him today about that. So, yeah, other than that, and then they brought in this guy, Chase Anderson, the Red Sox, after him, when they were down 10 runs. But he's 0-1, 4.89 ERA. Yeah, so then they brought in their lesser guys because, they had no shot at that point of winning this game pretty much. So, yeah, that's how it goes. And look, the Red Sox, we haven't really talked about them this much this year, but the Red Sox, they're 48-40. They're very much, you look at the Red Sox are actually not an awful team like I thought they would be this year. They're 8 games out of first place. So technically they're done there. But if you look at the wild card standings, they are technically still in the race. Coming into the series, they were 5.5 back from the Yankees. And yesterday that made it 4.5. And now it's back to 5.5 with the Yankees winning today. So you have Yankees in first in the wild card spot up 5.5. Then you have the Twins up 1.5. So the Red Sox are very close, right behind the Twins' tail for that second wild card spot, and only 5.5 back from the Yankees for the first wild card spot. So, yeah, Boston is potentially a playoff team here. And, a lot of people have made the argument that despite the Yankees having more, star-studded power on their team, and Soto and Judge and Cole and those guys, the Red Sox do have a more well-rounded roster. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I would have to agree with that assessment because the Red Sox, if you look at the roster, they have some all-stars on their team like Jarren Duran and Rafael Devers, but they also have some really good role players on that team, such as their shortstop, Rafaela. And then what they've been able to do on the pitching front as well has also been pretty impressive. So they have some guys that can play over there, and the Yankees just got to take care of business, man. You got to take care of business. You got to show you're the better team. You got to show that your record is not a fluke, and that this is your team. You guys are legit. We're the better team. We not only have the better record, but we are the better team, and we're going to show you right now, that we're the better team. That's what they got to do. So, yeah, I mean, just got to win this series and keep it going. Hopefully this can get us on a hot streak. Hopefully now maybe we can win a few in a row. It would be nice, But, yeah, I mean, look, and to briefly cover all the shit that's going on with this team, the main problems, hitting and pitching have just both sunk in. I don't know what it is. Maybe some guys, obviously on the pitching front, a lot of times it's easy for people to say, oh, guys are tired, this and that. That's a fair assessment. But it's also a fair assessment to say this pitching was so amazing at the start of the year, and it shocked all of us, especially not having our ace, Garrett Cole. And a lot of people were saying, oh, maybe the pitching overperformed a little bit. That's a fair assumption. That's fair. Do I still think that this pitching, though, can be much better than it is right now? Yes, I do. Do we still need to go out and make some additions on that front? Yes, because depth is always an issue for our team. Teams deal with a ton of pitching injuries. We need to be prepared for that. We've already dealt with that a little bit already to our bullpen. So we need to go on that front. We need a couple bullpen arms. Also a starter, too, would be nice. And then on offense, I mean, it's mainly been the Juan Soto and Aaron Judge show in this slump. And Ben Rice. Can't leave him out of it now. But other than that, outside those three guys, before today, I mean, we were getting nothing really from anybody else. Not DJ, not Verdugo. Torres got hurt the other day with like a groin injury, so he's out. He wasn't in the lineup today. Nothing from him. All our guys that we expected this year to have bounce back years or just solid years in general, for the most part, haven't been doing that. And that's a problem. You can go out and have the best trade deadline. You can get another bat, a few pitchers, and come out of there getting the best grade for who had the best deadline. Yeah, that could easily be the Yankees. It could. Very well could. But at the end of the day, I love what Jack Curry said on Yes Network, made an amazing point, how despite all of that, even if all that happens, that if DJ LeMahieu, Gleyber Torres, who else am I missing here? Volpe, if you don't have these core guys around you, start to get out of this and step it up, the team's not going to go anywhere anyway. Because these are the core guys, too, that you build your lineup around Judge and Soto to protect them. These are the guys that you expect certain level of production from them. So when Judge and Soto get up, they don't get walked around. They don't get pitched around, right? I mean, it's common sense. And it's actually kind of surprising that teams haven't pitched around Judge and Soto more often than they have, because I don't know why you wouldn't, right? Verdugo, too. Verdugo also in that conversation. A guy that had a huge home run today, tied up 3-3, 2-run home run. Maybe that gets him out of it. We need him. We need all these guys. We need all these guys to start playing to their potential. Because at the end of the day, if you have that, like we had in the beginning of the year, Verdugo, Volpe, then this team could be very great, very, very great, and make a legitimate postseason run. They can. I'm not going to give up on them after a bad stretch. Okay, all these people love to ride high on a team when they're doing great, but then when they're doing well, people love to shit on them and all that, which I do too. My main problem with this team, right, that's the most aggravating to me, that I look at and say, you know what, this is why the same shit is going to happen, I think, again, over and over and over again, like it does happen every year. And it starts with accountability. The fact that there's no accountability from management. And people want to put the argument too. There's a Joe Girardi quote. Basically him saying, I can summarize, the Yankees wanted to go in a different direction in terms of how the manager treated the player. And to sum it up pretty short, the Yankees felt Girardi was a bit tougher on the players than he should have been. And Brian Cashman addressed this actually in a quote. He was saying, like, yes, we wanted to go in a different direction in terms of player relations between manager and player and the treatment there and the style. So Don LaGreca, who's a popular radio host on the Michael Kay show, he put out a tweet basically saying that, like, look, Aaron Boone was hired to act like this where he doesn't hold these guys accountable and is always kissing their ass and defending them, even in the most crazy circumstances where a guy's not hustling or a guy makes a stupid mental error, which has happened a dozen times at least this last few games. And Aaron Boone always going up there on the podium. Nope, defending, not benching a guy when he should bench a guy. Trent Grisham should have been benched for that shit he did the other day. He should have been. He should have been benched for what he did in the final game of that Red Series. There is no excuse for that. He should have been pulled right then and there. Because that is a lack of effort, that's complacency, and that's the tone Aaron Boone sets with this team. But at the end of the day, too, yes, you also do have to blame management because they hired this and they are accepting of this crap. So, yes, it does also come down to management. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to point the finger at Aaron Boone because, Aaron Boone, look, if you're a baseball guy, you signed up to manage this team, you agreed to the contract, and you're going to allow them to tell you to coach this team this way? That's bullshit. That's ridiculous. If that is the case, that's ridiculous. And if not, it's also ridiculous that you're accepting of this kind of coaching style where you cannot hold a single guy accountable in that locker room. That's a joke. That's an absolute joke. There's always an excuse. Always an excuse. Go back, watch the post-game interviews. You watched the one the other day, a few days ago in the Red Series. Oh, Trent Grisham's a Gold Glover. He's a Gold Glover. Okay, so that excuses if the guy never won a Gold Glove, would that still been okay for him to do that shit? Really? We're riding on guys' past laurels for simply not trying, making no effort? That's ridiculous. That's bullshit for that. And then DJ LeMahieu, too, the other day, wasn't hustling. Oh, no, I thought he was hustling there. Really, Aaron? Cut that shit, man. Stop it. So at the end of the day, and then the bullpen management, too, is absolutely atrocious with Aaron Boone. That's most of the reason why I shut some of the games off. So on top of that, there is a core leadership problem. There's that. And then there's the problem, too, of just not enough guys that we need to rely on this year that are stepping up right now. And that sucks, too. So, yeah, that's the end of it, really. But overall, enjoy today's win. Enjoy watching Ben Rice doing what he does because he's been one of the few fun players to watch on this team of late. So I'm going to enjoy it. I don't give a shit what people say. You hype it up, whatever. Enjoy it because we've had a long few weeks, guys. It's been hard. It's been very frustrating, aggravating, especially with Yankee management being complacent with this bullshit. So at the end of the day, let's enjoy watching these young kids play. Wells, Rice. Hopefully the Martian will be back sometime this year, I hope. And Spencer Jones is raking in the minor leagues. He should be up probably next year, if I had to guess. At some point, maybe. So we'll see where it goes. And they got to win them all. I mean, let's see. I mean, guys, this is all it can take. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's gonna happen, but all it takes is one game, man. All it takes is one game for the whole tide to shift and for this team to start getting hot again. Tomorrow we got Luis Hill on the mound. Oh boy. Okay. I hope Hill can figure it out. If not, then the guy's probably gassed. And we need an all-star break. Hopefully he can rest. And I don't know, maybe I can move him to the bullpen. But let's hope Luis Hill can come out and be the old Luis Hill. That's all we got to do at this point. Cutter Crawford starts for the Red Sox. He's 4-7, 3.47 ERA. So, all right. See how that goes. And then after the series, the Yankees fly to Tampa. They'll have off on Monday. And then Tuesday, they'll start a 3-game set in Tampa Bay. So a lot of, big baseball coming up in division. That's going to be tough. It's going to be a dogfight. At the end of the day, the Yankees need to be up for it, and they need to be ready. And hopefully Ben Rice fired this team up today. I think he did, and let's hope it carries over. That's it. That's all I got for you guys today. Have a great one. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Let's go, Yankees.